Welcome back everyone to my channel. This is me, Prem Kumar. In this video today, we'll be talking about dependent partner visa application in the UK as why it is rejected. So in this video, we'll be talking about major cause of rejection with a particular focus on proof of relationship requirement as how do you satisfy that requirement and what do you need to provide as evidence in your application. Before that, just in terms of stats, there are around 15 to 25% of the applications in a spouse visa or dependent partner visa category being rejected by UK Home Office because there's not enough evidence. So you can imagine around 1 out of 4 applications in this category are rejected because you haven't provided enough evidence. So we will be briefly touching upon the major reasons and then we will deep dive on proof of relationship requirement along with how do you satisfy the requirement because this is really important part of your spouse visa or dependent partner visa application. In terms of major cause, the top one is definitely not having all the documents in the application. So your visa is just rejected if you haven't provided all the documents. Secondly, if you have any criminal record, you should provide that in your application. Don't hide anything. They always know. So make sure you reflect each and everything in the application along with justification in the cover letter. So that's really important. And the third biggest thing then comes into play is your proof of relationship requirement because the government of UK asks you to provide the relationship history of 2 years generally, if you are married, if you're living together, etc. etc. So all these are really important requirements and the other major reason is to satisfy the financial requirements. I have talked about all these in separate video in detail, but for this specific video, I want to talk about proof of relationship requirement as how do you satisfy that and what I did in my wife's cover letter for her application in terms to satisfy the whole requirements. We actually prepared a whole document and I'll be showing you that on screen now. So this is the letter I prepared and my wife put in her dependent visa application to the Home Office. Basically, this is a letter from myself as a sponsor saying, hey, she's my wife and we are going to live together in the UK and we satisfy all the requirements of this visa, like, financial situations and then proof of relationship being genuine and substantive and all the other requirements we satisfy. We talk about each of them in this letter. We did not put any other letter at all in the application. It was only my affidavit and certification from me as a sponsor saying, she's my wife, she will be with me in the UK and then this is all we are going to give you in the application. And the letter literally summarizes each and everything from our history of traveling together, from our history of relationship, for example, and then talking about when I moved to Pakistan just for travel, when we met, all that stuff. We will see each and everything along with some appendix in this video. So stay tuned to the end and definitely subscribe if you find the content useful. While we'll talk through each and everything here in this video, I just want to remind that I made a few videos with an immigration advisor recently, where we talk about all the complicated things in dependent partner visa as what can mess up really. So definitely watch them out as well. There's a whole playlist I created for UK immigration and visas. So here you can see this sort of affidavit I created to put in the visa application. So I just talk about, I Prem Kumar, Pakistan national adult living at this place in UK. I certify all these things down there. And there are 5 to 6 bullet points down there. And then there are 7 to 8 appendixes. And we'll talk about each of them in this video. The first point, I literally talk about myself, who am I when I came to UK. Home Office has everything, of course, but I wanted to make sure I provide each and everything in the application. So there's no confusion. There's nothing really to, work through. Everything is in front of you. So basically I talk about myself, who am I, my passport number, my residence in UK, and then when I came to UK, when is my visa expiry, and who's my partner, what's the passport number. The first para literally talks about all of these things in detail. In the second para, we are talking about the proof of relationship, which is one of the basic requirements of this visa, as when we met, who's my wife, when were we engaged, when we wedded, the pictures as well. It's basically very important, apart from your legal marriage certificate, to provide more evidence. And the large purpose of this letter was actually evidence the requirement of a genuine relationship. So here you can see we talk about arranged marriage, which is quite common in India and Pakistan as well. So we talk about type of marriage when we got married, and then basically our relationship is genuine. We are husband and wife. We're currently living together. We foresee living together. All these things are actually requirements. You have to make sure you comply with that. And then we talk about when we got engaged, when we got married. The pictures then are attached in Appendix A and B. Engagement for Appendix A, and then basically married wedding in Appendix B. And then also talk about the marriage certificate we got issued from government as well. To show you Appendix A as well, picture 1 and 2 are our rings exchange. We put picture 3 as engagement cake with family, of course, and picture 4 as engagement picture of family. Basically gives a flavor that we are engaged, the family was there, it's genuine relationship. Similarly, Appendix B, as we mentioned earlier, it has our wedding pictures, pictures from Phera, which is Hindu wedding ritual. And then picture 3 and 4 are our couple pictures from our wedding reception. And then pictures 5 and 6 from our reception as well, again, but with family as well. The reason of showing Appendix A and B with all the pictures was just to show that, okay, we got married. It was an arranged marriage that we talk about. The families are involved there. You can see them in pictures. You can see each and everyone. You can see our engagement. You can see our marriage. All the families there from both sides. So it's literally showing, this is genuine. It's not a sham marriage. It's not a fake marriage. It's genuine. And you have to provide the evidence because the letter from your government may not be sufficient evidence. It's very easy for letters to be forged. So you have to provide more evidence, which is more concrete that, the relationship is genuine. And these are some basic requirements. You will also talk about other evidence we provided as we will work through this video. In the third para, we talk about why we are not living together really, because the requirement generally is you will be living together for at least 2 years. You have a 2 years of relationship history, and now you have to justify why you are not living together really. And this is where I talk about each and everything here. I moved to UK as a skilled worker. I'm working here. We got married in Pakistan, and then I had to move back to UK. We lived for some time, and then I had to come back because of my job, and then I'm applying. So explaining the situation. The point really is you have to explain the whole situation, where you started, where you're living. You have to explain each and everything so that it's much easier for them to understand the case, because there are usually cultural differences across countries, and it's just easier if you explain that properly. And as you can see in para 3, I talk about appendix C, which is basically some of the pictures we have together when we met at different times when I visited Pakistan. I'll just quickly show you. So as you can see in Appendix C, I put a few pictures, the pictures when we met during the engagement to wedding period, the picture one, first meeting after engagement with the date, which was literally taken from my iPhone. So 23rd of December, it was after my engagement. And then there are, of course, a few more pictures with the dates when we met together. Picture, as you can see, first engagement anniversary, travel to Pakistan, travel history, next appendix. So I put the travel history as well, my tickets, in the next appendix with appendix 4. Similarly, I put a few more pictures as well, like, some pictures just before wedding. When we were preparing for wedding, we were doing the shopping, we had a few pictures, so I put them as well. The appendix 4, which is the travel history proof, it's just to corroborate with, when we met together for engagement, for wedding, or just for meeting together. My travel history should corroborate with my pictures. So I went back to Pakistan different times throughout those years. So all this is really reflecting, I went on this time, and you can corroborate my travel history with my pictures as well very easily. Just for safety purpose and to make sure everything is captured, I put the whole history from my engagement travel, my wedding travel, and travel in between, where I got the pictures from my wife. So just putting it out, everything, you can see there are 15 pages, but out of those 15 pages, 2 pages are only the content. 13 pages is just my appendix, which is just to give more proof of our genuine and substantial relationship. Now, point number 4, marriage, genuine and substantial. Our relationship is more than 2 years old. I literally declare that, hey, you trust me, so you should trust my dependent as well. She's coming after me here. So we have a relationship. We are providing all the proof and just setting out a statement because there's a requirement. So we're literally writing the statement down here with all the proofs that we already discussed. As you can see, Appendix E here, we also provide some of the screenshots from our WhatsApp chats and a few more details. Now there's ambiguity here. The Home Office even doesn't mandate this letter, right? But I wanted to put that out in the application to make sure, they understand the different culture. It was arranged marriage. It might not exactly the same way it's in the UK. There's a difference, of course, over there, and the families are involved and everything. And similarly, to stand the case, people put a lot more proof. Some people actually put the whole of their WhatsApp chat history, like literally extract that and put that out. I did not do that. I don't think it's needed unless you absolutely think so. What we did is, we just put a few messages from different time, engagement time, wedding time, in between, like a couple of them. I think we put two of them, just kind of a messages reflecting we are looking forward to be together in UK, have a life over there, travel together, all those kind of things. I just put two messages, but I know people put the whole history as well, which you can if you want to, but of course private as well, so you may not want to. At the same time, also put the WhatsApp chat storage. So, just showing, how big is the chat storage with this person. Should ideally be the largest storage, or maybe, one of the largest. So you should be able to reflect that as well. In point number 5, I talk about the maintenance requirement. As you can see in my earlier video, there's a maintenance requirement for dependent visa unless the sponsor of your sponsor, basically sponsor of myself, which is Deloitte, has said that they are certifying maintenance of myself and my dependents. My employer does that, so I do not have to provide any financial supports really. But if your employer doesn't do that, you have to provide support. Basically, what I write here is my sponsor is certifying that they are going to do the maintenance for my dependents as well, so I don't need to provide anything, and I'm just giving the sponsor license number, my US number. That's all I'm giving, and that's actually attached in the application itself. Just to strengthen this further, I also talk about my annual income as well, which is also reflected in my certificate of sponsorship already, but just said that, hey, even if Deloitte doesn't support me, I have enough salary to support myself and my dependent. Next one is literally saying, hey, I've given everything I thought you would need, and if you need anything else, here's my email ID, just reach out to me and I'll be happy to assist you. And the last one is just a statement saying, hey, just grant my wife permission because we have satisfied each and every requirement for this visa. So please grant the entry clearance to my wife. After that, just more of verification, verified on oath on this date. All the contents are right. I'm not receiving anything. I'm not saying anything wrong. Everything is right, genuine, and the relationship substring, and there's nothing wrong written here. The point really is make sure each and everything is written clearly here. It's truthful. There's nothing wrong here. You're not deceiving anything. You're not providing any wrong thing here. It should be all truthful, and you write that quite clearly, quite concisely, and compassionately. So you write each and everything. You certify that on behalf of your dependent, your wife, your husband, whatever it is, and basically you put that letter in the application of your dependent, and then Home Office, if they want anything, they reach out to you for further evidence, for further support. But in my case, we got the visa in like few days, so they do not reach out to us at all. And the last one is just, kind regards, Prem Kumar. That's pretty much all in this letter. It's not too long. Appendix are like 13 page. The actual letter is like 2 pages only. So it's not too much. Sets out who am I, why I'm in UK, who my wife is, when we met together, when we got engaged, when we had wedding, our relationship history, our WhatsApp chats, all the good stuff around that. And that's pretty much all you need to prove out, right? Hopefully this helps the guys who want to bring the partners to UK, and definitely valid for spouse visa. It's valid for dependent partner visa and similar sort of family visas. So you make sure you have a cover letter. It's not a mandatory requirement, as I mentioned earlier. Definitely, Home Office doesn't write anywhere. You have to put that, but people do, and it's quite easy to reflect each and everything in one letter, rather than for the person to go in each and every document and see, if they've got any ambiguity. So while I'm not an expert in anything, my general guidance is write all the pieces together at one place, so it's much easier for anyone to understand. Hopefully, this helps. Thank you so much for watching.